Hello, everybody. My name is Wylie Wright, and I'm the summer school director at Brooke College in Market Harborough. Thank you for joining us today. This is just a short webinar to present our brand new high performance football development camp this summer. As you'll know, many of you will know, we've been running summer schools here at Brooke College for over 50 years now that have predominantly focused on English language and sightseeing, visiting sites around the UK. And this year, we're delighted to start in conjunction with the football academy that runs throughout our academic year, this football development camp. So just a brief introduction for some new partners and existing partners. So for those new to us, our location, we're based in the town of Market Harborough, which is approximately a 2.5-hour drive into central London. By train, you can achieve it in 55 minutes. And Brooke College is based around the main town centre of Market Harborough. And you'll notice at the south of this town, we have one accommodation facility, Northampton House. And Northampton House is a facility where the football camp is going to operate in summer. The football ground at Harbour Town Football Club is around about a 5-minute drive further south of Northampton House. And students are transported there each morning and afternoon by bus. So the bus would meet the students outside of Northampton House, drive them to training, and then drop them back off to the accommodation house after the training session. Their meals are slightly further north in the town, 5 to 10 minute walk away in this accommodation building called DJW House. This is where they have their meals. Everything is very centrally located, so you're not talking more than a 5 to 10 minute walk or drive organized by the school between any of the two facilities that the students are going to have to require to visit during the summer. In terms of Market Harborough itself, it's a small market town. Population is around 15 to 20,000 people. It's a quiet and safe community. We've had students come to Market Harborough from all over the world this year, approximately 60 students, 60 nationalities, apologies. And in the summer school, we're expecting between 40 and 50 different nationalities. All appreciate the quietness of the town, the facilities, but also the convenience and the location with Leicester City, that's only 10 minutes away by train, and then London, as I said, just under an hour by train. But to focus more on the football element of the camp, before I go on to talk more about catering and accommodation, I'd like to introduce some of my colleagues. So first, I want to introduce our managing director, Mr. Giles Williams, and Giles is going to talk more about the history of the football academy. Hi, Giles.
Hi, thanks, Wylie, and hi to everybody who's joining us online. Many thanks for giving up your time to find out a bit more about this exciting new program that we're offering for summer 2024 in Market Harborough here in sunny Leicestershire, starting at the end of June. A little bit of history regarding the Brooke College Football Academy. Many years ago, I used to coach the football team at the college, which thankfully definitely for the students and possibly for me, I no longer do. But back in the day, I was involved with coaching, and then a more probably qualified professional coach was involved, and he said to me, you know, there's a raft of good players here because you've brought in students from all over the world. And some of them are very serious about their football, and some of them were playing at a high level in their own country. So over time, the idea was hatched about introducing a specialist football program which would complement the academic and co-curricular provision that we were already delivering. So back in 2008, we started the first season of the Brooke College Football Academy. We were able to recruit enough players just at under 18 level to put together a team. And we were fortunate in that we had parents who were willing to believe in us and willing to give us to give the project a try. And we received support from partner institutions such as the Pepsi Academy in Nigeria, and a number of organisations all around the world, Hong Kong Football Association as well, and we were able to put together an academy program, which was as I say, in its infancy. And it's now grown and grown and grown to whereby we have 170 players aged from 11 to 19 from 60 different countries who all come to the UK with an ambition of furthering both their education and furthering their sporting potential. So we do focus, obviously, first and foremost on delivering sound academic progression to the children and making sure that we say it's 100% football, it's 100% academics. There's not one that's prioritised over the other. But inevitably, we're lucky to have had some very, very talented young boys and girls. And we've been able to not only achieve recognition for our programme through winning national titles, through winning schools cups, but also through having our players progress on to careers in professional football. And we've been responsible for mentoring quite a few of those children in their development, which has led to them playing for big European names such as Chelsea and Glasgow Rangers and Galatasaray and a number of international sort of powerhouses of football. So it's been a pleasure to be part of that journey in terms of, and you can see on the screen there, I mean, that's just a snapshot. At the minute, there's between 10 and 15 children every year who are progressing on to professional football. But you can see there the players who've gone on to join European teams, British teams, and gone on to experience the inevitable triumphs of life in professional football, and also the lows, I guess, of a few defeats. So, but the world of football is not straightforward, and in securing football contracts, there's a lot of legal compliance that needs to be gone through, employment law that needs to be gone through, immigration compliance which needs to be gone through. And the college, I think, has gained experience over 20 years of having good links with clubs, of having good links with sports lawyers, of having good links with scouting networks, of having strong relationships with football agents of the most reputable type. So we've been well supported in terms of the scaffolding that allows children to really flourish, and I believe that parents feel confident that they can tap into our experience, and they can tap into our knowledge, and they can how we can support their children through the process of attending trials, through the process of agreeing contracts, allied at the same time, of course, without ignoring their academic objectives, which may well be to enter university at the highest possible level, and secure possibly a degree related to sport, and a career that's related to sport as well. So the college's success has grown from 2008 up until the current day. Last week we've actually hosted over Easter, we've hosted 2 international cup tournaments where Brooke House has been represented, but also professional teams from the UK and from Europe have been represented here in Market Harborough. We had an under-16 tournament before Easter, which we didn't win, and we had an under-18 tournament after Easter, which we did win. And this follows the objectives of the Football Academy in terms of giving the boys and girls exposure, but also mentoring them through the challenges that exposure brings, and at the same time of advising them as to all aspects of their football development, as well as their onward placement from people with experience, from people with passion. Our technical director, Mickey Adams, has a background in playing professional football and managing in the Premier League. So he's obviously is well disposed to give advice to youngsters. And our football academy manager, Ashley Foyle, who you'll meet in a second, is from a professional footballing background as well. So those guys have walked in the shoes of what our children are trying to achieve. And in light of all of that experience, we've decided to try to put it into a bubble, or put it into a bottle, to deliver a summer school program, which really is an opportunity for young people to see what we do here at Brooke House, to sort of dip their toe in the water, I guess, in terms of getting an experience of life at Brooke House, and it's a platform for what might be their future ambitions in terms of football development, or in terms of sporting careers within sport. So it's very exciting that this summer we're using the experience of the coaches that we have, and who work year round with the school, which I think is important, because they have a 365-day experience of working with young people, balancing academics and footballing pursuits. So the Brooke House experience will be in a sort of a bite-sized chunk, delivered over the summer through the high performance football development camps. Each camp has got a small capacity of a total of 100 students, split between day and boarding. So hopefully that will, it's not a mass production, huge numbers of children coming through the doors. It's quite a personalised approach that we're taking, and I think we'll be hoping to develop the players over the opportunity that we have, the time that we have. We'll be looking to showcase their abilities. Obviously, as I said earlier, the opportunities presented by having so much experience within the coaching and management section of the program allow for talent to be spotted, for progressions to be discussed, and also for the children to enjoy their time in a competitive environment with people from all over the world at a nice time of the year in the UK, so that they can push the barrier, push the boundaries of maybe of where they've been football wise, in terms of playing at a high level. There's always going to be competition. No one likes to lose, but it's a friendly competition and a cooperative environment and collaborative environment that we have here at the school. So backed up, of course, by a summer school which has been running for 50 years, which has been accredited for many years by the British Council, which has got very high standards of safeguarding and compliance. And so parents will, I hope, feel confident in trusting their children, not just in terms of their safety and well-being, and then their accommodation and their meals to the college, but also in terms of the footballing opportunities that will be presented, so that if the children are happy and they enjoy their time and they feel it's well spent with us, that they may wish to come back to study on a longer basis at Brooke House, or they may wish to come back next summer. But I think there's a wide diversity of holiday, vacation, sports programs available to people when they're making a choice about where they might want to do a summer camp. And I think ours offers something of unique quality and offers some real experience. And I think it's certainly something that's very worthy of consideration for all of the parents who might be looking at opportunities for their children to play football in England over the summer. So that's enough for me. I'm going to hand on to Ashley Foyle, our football academy manager, who's certainly more qualified than me to tell you exactly about the delivery side of what we'll try and achieve here in Market Harborough, and give you an insight into the progress that you could expect your child to make and in what areas of their footballing development we can look for significant improvements and significant growth potential. So I'm going to pass you on now to Ashley. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Giles, and hello to everybody that's been tuning in. We certainly appreciate your time and your attention, and we look forward to seeing many of you here this summer. As Giles mentioned, my history is very briefly being a professional footballer before turning my hand to coaching, and I've been coaching at a number of different football clubs, including Chesterfield, Sheffield United, and most recently Lincoln City for the last 15 years or so. So that's my background is specifically being with British academies and in there full time and seeing some really excellent players over the years develop and trying to take note of all the experiences and expertise that they will have had during their journey. And now my job is to try and put that all into practice here at Brooke House and provide a really excellent footballing academy and experience for our students that join us, whether that be full-time students here through the academic year, or hopefully for the students that come and join us for this summer's summer camps. So looking at the camps, it is quite an intensive couple of weeks that people will endure, purely to try and fit as much experiences and content in as possible to give the best possible window into what life is like here at Brooke House for our footballing students. So the weeks will consist of a number of different training slots, as well as some fixtures, and them training sessions will be tailored to suit that particular point in the week. So there'll be lots of sessions that will be targeted around the technical aspects of the game and repetitive practice on techniques, but there'll be some that look towards the tactical element and how the players would need to operate as part of a unit or as part of a group or as part of a team in order for them to start to understand our way of playing and the way that we want to sort of promote the football that we are exposing these players to. The training sessions themselves will be delivered by the coaches that work with the school full-time. Some of our full-time coaches and some of our part-time coaches that are consistently working with the players here at Brooke House will be the ones that deliver the training session to those joining us on the summer camps. The training sessions themselves will probably be more intensive and certainly longer than what our Brooke House students would normally be involved in, purely because of the timetable that we've put in place, trying to cram everything into the 2 weeks to give them the best possible experience. I think the week will certainly prove to be beneficial in terms of progression, both within the players' ability levels, their understanding of what's expected here in the UK and the demand of which the players are put under in terms of trying to improve their ability throughout the training sessions that we deliver. And that will all be in tune to try to provide a real experience of different cultures and different ways of playing. And I think that in themselves will give an environment where it's going to be really proficient to be learning and understand what that looks like from different players' perspectives. We will train a couple of times in a day on occasions, which will also give a good window into what it needs to look like in terms of preparation for training, looking after their bodies, recovering right, as well as all the nutritional elements that are needed to consider for a program such as this. We aim to put in some games towards the middle and the end of the week. So the training sessions themselves will have a little bit of a match prep type of build up to ensure that the players will understand how to fulfill their role, what will be expected of them, and what their role and responsibilities will be within the team. Sorry. Like I say, it will be a demanding and a really tough couple of weeks, but we hope that throughout that they will experience what life could be like here. As Giles mentioned, if they were to join us full time or even come back again next summer, we hope this experience will be a really positive one, give themselves the opportunity to expose selves to life here in the UK, and different levels and different ways of playing the game of football. So we're hoping that it'll be a really intensive week with lots of positive outcomes at the end of it. There will be a number of guest speakers throughout the weeks as well, that the students will be here. These will range from somebody like Mickey Adams, as Giles has mentioned, who has managed and coached in the Premier League with some absolute superstars, just to really relay some of their experiences and some of the things that they've been through, which will hopefully prove beneficial to the students partaking. What we hope at the end of the couple of weeks is that it's proved to be a worthwhile experience for them, something that will live long in the memories, and that they will leave here a better player. And that might be through the sessions that they've taken part in. That might be some of the detail that they've heard from some of the coaches, or it might simply be just going through this experience and being a part of an environment like this, which will set them in really good stead moving forward for the next time they step foot on the pitch. So hopefully the 2 weeks will be very fruitful and really worthwhile, and we look forward to having all the students with us for that period of time. So really looking forward to it, and it'll be great to see you all. But yeah, thank you from me, and look forward to seeing you. Over to you, Wylie.
Yeah, great, Ash. Thanks, Giles. Thanks, Ash. And now, everybody, to focus on the non-football elements of the schedule. You'll see, for example, outside of the elements Ash was talking about, the training and the guest speakers and the matches, you'll see here there are other sessions in the late afternoon and the evenings and the weekends on the schedule, such as the excursion days on Sundays, optional English lessons and activities. So I'll take you through some of that content now and talk about catering and accommodation. So currently we have students registered for this camp from North and South America and around Europe. At the moment, it's around 50% native English speakers and 50% non-native English speakers. So for those non-native English speakers, you can see that on the schedule, just before the evening meal, there's an optional English lesson for an hour per evening, Monday to Friday. We understand the students are going to be incredibly tired after the sessions in the morning and the afternoon. So this is why we make them optional. The students can choose to do them or not. There's no additional cost if the students choose to do the English lessons. If the students choose to do the English lessons, there is an exam at the end of the 2 weeks. But to be put forward for that speaking exam, the students should really have done the majority of the English classes. We can cater for A1 complete beginner, through to C2, which is a more proficiency level. The course of English lessons focuses on communication, so it is the speaking and listening skills that we focus on in those lessons. As you'll see on the Sunday, in the middle of the 2 week course, there was a full day excursion. So students can go to London and do sightseeing tour, but perhaps also visit one of the Premiership or Wembley stadiums for stadium tour. Or likewise, they might go further north up to Manchester or to Liverpool to do stadium tours and visit those cities. And then you will have seen in the schedule for evening excursions and activities after the evening meal, around 7:30, there's some local excursions. So this means no more than 15 to 25-minute bus journey away from the college. Could include things like the climbing centre, bowling, or laser tag, for example. As mentioned, we're a boarding school throughout the academic year, and therefore we have the boarding facilities. As I mentioned at the very start of the presentation, the football camp is going to run from our Northampton House accommodation, which these pictures demonstrate. There's a central common room with pool tables, ping pong, PlayStation 5s, Sky TV for the sports matches, if any fixtures on during the summer. There's the tech Q tables that the students can take outside on nicer evenings and the weekends during free time. And it's also where the college gym is situated. So the students in the evening could have gym sessions. They'd also use it during recovery and then training sessions, but should they have some free time, it's always supervised by staff, and they're able to make use of that facility. As I mentioned before, it's a 5 to 10 minute walk to the catering facility, but there's supermarkets and shop facilities within the nearby vicinity, so no more than 5 minutes away. Inside the accommodation, there are different types of rooms available, either standard rooms or twin rooms. Twin room is the largest bedroom we have. And then inside the Northampton House campus, there are also ensuite and standard bedrooms. Ensuite means the bathroom is inside the bedroom, and standard means the students share the bathroom on the corridor with other corridor mates. When the students apply, they're able to put on their application form whether they prefer single or twin room. Accommodation requests are not guaranteed, but as much as possible, we will accommodate them. If students are coming with a friend, they might want to share a twin room with a friend. On the application form, they're able to put down the name of the friend that they would ideally like to share a twin room with. Likewise, some students, especially non-native English speakers, might prefer to share with a student from another mother tongue, so they're able to put down, perhaps share with another nationality or a non-Spanish speaker, for example. Catering, as I said, is 5-10 minute walk away from the Northampton House campus. We have a new dining facility that's just over a year old now, opened last academic year in September, refurbished to just over £1 million. Capacity for all the students, but in terms of meals, the students have 3 cooked meals Monday to Friday, so for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Breakfast is a traditional English cooked breakfast. Students choose what they prefer. There's also cereals, toasts, fruits and yogurts, drink stations. And then for lunch and dinner, there's different meats and vegetables, sides, potatoes, rice on offer. There's 4 or 5 options for every meal. The students can view what's available and choose their preference. The only difference is for the weekend, when the students go on the full day excursion on that middle weekend. For lunch, we do packed lunches. So in the morning when the students would come for the breakfast, it's like a Subway style setup where the breads and meats, chocolate, crisp, fruits is out, and the students make the Subway sandwich that they prefer and then take the snacks that they would like for the packed lunch. In terms of dates for summer 24, you have there from the 23rd of June through to 24th of August. You'll see the first 3 weeks are dedicated to a girls only camp, and then the 3 camps after that, from the 14th of July through to the end of August, is dedicated to the boys camps. And then in terms of fees, you have the boarding fees for each week, £1,285 per week. It's fully inclusive from when the students arrive at the college. Everything that was in the schedule and everything we'll discuss is included in those fees. The only additional money that students may require is some pocket money for snacks or shopping trips on the excursion. And then for the more local students, the day students, it's £650 per week. It's all inclusive except from the accommodation. So the students can join in the morning for breakfast, complete the schedule throughout the day as mentioned, and then go home in the evening. They also include the excursion in the middle of the camp as well. In relation to, if you want more information, you're welcome to contact us at summerschool@brookhouse.com. You also have our website there with contact details. This webinar will be posted there. You can also see this PowerPoint is posted there, as well as images of the boarding houses, matches from previous games the Academy have played in the last 12 months. And then you have the social media links. If you use the hashtag BHFCA, Brookhouse Football Academy, BHFCA, it will narrow down to all of the football-related social media posts, and you'll see some current posts, as well as being able to scroll back over to last summer to give you an idea. So that was just a brief overview of the High Performance Football Development Camp. I hope you found it useful, and if you have any questions, please do feel free to contact us. So thanks again for your time. Have a nice day, everyone. Take care.